The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
You said, I remember her well, in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her, she's practically naked in that uniform.
So, the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anywhere could wear just such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the Kurt of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away.
Ha, there are other things I recognized about her, too.
Press harder. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kuda, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose.
Okay. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all, her face?
As if I wouldn't remember that.
The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. All of a sudden, Godot has a deep voice. Okay. Her back. Okay. Okay, that's a good point. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? Objection! Huh, he's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment.
Oh, you're talking about harassment, Mr. Pervert.
I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features on the face. From the front. Okay. Go away, Hollow Knight. No, I'm not gonna make a longer joke.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her.
Oh, no. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I wanted, Gramps. This has turned into a matter of pride for old Seedy now, I guess. He is pretty seedy. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face. Well, probably not. Okay. He was there for the cute outfits. Okay. Okay, so it could have been someone other than Maggie, huh? Do I see anything? No. Well, what other waitresses were working there besides Maggie? Because we don't know. Her apron straps were loose. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her from the front. Okay, well, you saw her bring him a cup of coffee. So she would have been carrying it in front of her. She wouldn't have been carrying it behind her, so I guess we can try that. The cup of coffee. Wait a sec. Oh, her apron was all stained. Huh. Is that it? I guess so. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
God, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looked like just after he's done eating. Jeez. Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that, Well, you half-witted clot. What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here, Mr. Squareface.
Yeah, we know this. But he doesn't. And just as you said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before, you wouldn't have forgotten it. Yeah, you know what I'm getting at. You didn't see her. You weren't paying attention. And now my eyes turned into weird, like, eyelashes. Can't just oops your way out of this. Well, well, looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Cup of coffee. Listen, trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. Okay. Is that why Mr. Armstrong was so eager to hire Maya? It's because Maggie was literally the only employee.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion where I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
Oh, no. I like how everyone else, like, in this game is a ridiculous human being. Or what did I just say? Realistic human being, and then Victor is like a cartoon, and his face is all cartoony. Like, even his eyes are all cartoony. Well, they didn't find the newspaper at the crime. Well, yes, they did. I keep, like, bringing up the newspaper because it's not in that photo, but whatever. He picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Take a sip, young Skywalker. I can't remember, yeah, it was when I was doing an Ocarina video, and I was doing the Fire Temple, and I went on this whole, like, thing where I was trying to describe, like, a YouTube poop called, Lactose Intolerant Anakin. And I was like, I kept trying to explain what it was and why it was funny.
Another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Okay.
It's not really spectacles. Yeah, if you look at the picture, they're not broken, it's just a special lens. Modern looking shades, yeah, I guess you can, yeah. No. No, don't. Yeah. Alright, let's press this. So his free hand. Which hand was that? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand. And... Okay, stop calling us a moron and stop throwing seeds at us. No, we don't have three hands. We're not the guy from the Twilight Zone. Oh my gosh, his mouth! It looks like an evil nutcracker. He looked so creepy. Alright, let's present the cup of coffee. Well, hold on. Why are we presenting this? Let's just do it. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? This was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you, nothing! If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. I don't want to hear the pigeon song. I mean, I'm saying enough songs about pigeons in the last episode. And by songs, I just mean song, singular. Poisoning Pigeons in the Park by Tom Lehrer. So, what about it? Oh, okay, so... Okay, this is starting to make sense. So that flower thing is actually the cup handle. Because I was looking at it, and for a second, I was like, is that actually the cup handle? Or is it just a flower? And no, it's the cup handle is meant to look like a flower. So that's actually kind of... If you're doing this quickly, that's... Because he could have picked it up with either hand, but one, it would have been too hot, and two, the handle is... If it is the handle... See, they didn't go into that detail, how the handle is designed to look like a flower. You're calling me a Yahoo? Yahoo serious? Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. I bet the judge is older than you. Listen to what I've got to say. Mr. Godot. Drink some coffee. But this is my 16th cup of coffee. Oh, you're down to one last cup? Thank you, oh no, please don't make that face. That's so creepy with your teeth. You look like a nutcracker. I wonder what the symbol is, because I've played this game called Learn Hiragana to Survive. So I know a few of the hiragana, like the letters in Japanese, but I don't remember which one that is. It could just be his name. Okay, let's read that again. It wasn't a monocle. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. I see. Godot, how do you know this? How do you know so much about our client? I mean, your client. I mean... It wouldn't be the defendant. It would be the victim. Yeah, my bad. It's called an HMD. Something display? HD TV, DVD, CD, HDMI, VCR, how many others? DNC, Super PAC. Those are the facts in good old black and white. PS5. Left hand or right hand? Really? We get a whole separate testimony about being left-handed or right-handed or ambidextrous or ambisextrous. He kept fiddling with it. Okay, so if he was fiddling with it, he was fiddling with it with his left hand. He was fiddling it with it just before he picked up the cup too, and then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. Okay, if he's telling the truth, something's not right. If he's not lying, then there wouldn't be any contradictions. So, hold on. So, I'd like to look at this picture. I can't see an earpiece. It's also his left ear. Is that important, though? I don't know. So you're saying that he... Wait a second. Okay, so... What does the photo say? The photo clearly... The photo makes it look like it's coming out of his right hand. But you could kind of go either way. Like his right hand is in front. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we haven't pressed yet, so let's do that. Yes, we know that. I didn't see an earpiece in the profile picture for Glenn. I didn't look, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to see one anyway in the crime scene photo. Okay, so that's where Victor was. That's where Glenn was. V for victim, not Victor. Just in case anybody's like, oh, why is the V for Victor if he's not even... I still like that Glenn Elg is a palindrome. It's so stupid. Rustling with that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece. Calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. The victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. Okay. Earpiece. Which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you? No. Obviously, he used the hand of the same... Ow, ow, ow. So if you have the H... okay. All that comedic build-up for a really obvious answer. Okay. And then press this one more time. I'm not sure what to present on this. It's very... sort of... what's the right word? Is it oblique? Obtuse? Obfuscate? It's just... it's not really clear. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observation of the victim. Okay, so if he had his left ear was damaged, and he was wearing an earpiece on the ear that hurt. So, yeah, I didn't think of that. That wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, why would he wear the earpiece in his bad ear? Phoenix is like, nah, I don't think so. He couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. So Victor doesn't know about this because Victor was not on the witness stand when we established that he was taking medication for his ear. Because he couldn't hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? Why do you keep calling Godot Captain? Pie? Pie, oh, Pigeon. Pretty pigeon. I hate this guy. He's so creepy. Let's finish this case so that we can get rid of Victor, because I already hate him. He's so creepy. At first I thought he was funny, and he's still a little bit funny, but he's more annoying than funny. Just like, goddamn. Well, Mr. Godot, I'm frying up over here. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand. Let me put it out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. That doesn't wash? The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible, and the results are clear. He gets a resounding F. Plurg. I like how, like, distinctly they animated the spit drops of his coffee being spit out. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony sucks ass.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey.
Sorry, Mr. Kudo. So, Victor, you don't like young people, and you don't like old people, and you don't like girls wearing revealing outfits, yet you go to this restaurant specifically for the girls wearing revealing outfits, and you don't like the food, and you don't like pigeons, and you don't like us. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That's all for now. This court's adjourned. Who? What? Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? In the fucking gutter where you belong, dude.
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart up there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I.
You mean dot your I's and cross your T's. How is your bad memory my fault? Exactly! I met so many old people who just, like, blame everyone but themselves, you know. Whatever. I'm being just as bad as Victor. I'm being all negative. To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything, but I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun, which is that show that I haven't watched. The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Well, at least you acknowledge that you're eccentric. I've already had my 17th cup. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house. Oh, what? I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. I believe it will be quicker for the court just to hear your testimony.